We have been doing bird-themed exhibitions since 2012 to coincide with the biggest week in American birding festival that takes place each May east of Toledo, and it's one of the great places to come and bird for spring migration, and thousands of people come from all over the country and all over the world.
I started birding with my brother like early 90s, and before that I didn't really pay much attention to him because I didn't have binoculars and they were always seemed to be far away, like dirt in the sky. And then we were camping after a show I'd done in California, and he said, you know, he's a big birder, and he's like, you know, we're going to see pileated woodpeckers and western tanagers in this area, and this is what they look like, and here's a pair of binoculars. And the next day I was like, oh, yeah, there's a western tanager. And I realized that through enhanced optics and a little bit of knowledge, this whole parallel reality had opened up to me, and that I ignored all my life. It had always been there, and I just never noticed it. So, and that was really kind of interesting to me, given my interest in perception and realities.
Fred Tomaselli's work treats birds very differently, and I was very interested in that. They're still maybe objects of beauty, but they're also these sort of monstrous creatures, these composite beings. So it's really sort of looking at birds in a very different way, and it's the first show that we've done like this with a single artist.
You know, when you're just getting into the shape of nature, it's all pretty intricate and beautiful, and if you zero in on it, you go deeper and deeper into the macroscopic, microscopic levels of things. They become, you know, they're composed of, you know, they become as cells that become atoms, right?
Birds in his work are often surrogates for human behavior, so they can sort of carry meanings of the violence that people perpetrate against each other, but they're also these sort of transcendent beings. They represent these parallel realities beyond the ordinary.
The intricacy of like bird plumage and featheration probably kind of appeals to the way I put together things in bits. You know, and you know, like one feather at a time or one flower at a time, like that sort of like is an aesthetic that I can maybe possibly really kind of bring from birding into my practice. But I would say that, you know, everything's that way. Yeah. You know, they're just brighter and more psychedelic, you know, trippier.
There are these very complex images that are not what they appear when you first glance at them. They really require you to get up close to them, to look at them very carefully, and then you start to see the way they've been constructed. So you have all of these layers of paint, of collage elements encased in this resin, so that you get this depth of vision as you're looking at it. And they really have a wow factor to them that you really can see. People come into the exhibition and you see them having that moment as they sort of start looking and then get up closer and look around the edges.
You know, you think of like, you know, the upper Midwest as being sort of industrial, resting and urban, you know, falling apart cities and all this, you know, all these other cliches, and then you come out here and it's like, wow, you know, it's like got this incredible nature, this incredible museum, you know, with this incredible collection, and you know, just great.